and I'm still feeling a tad queasy. I just want to get through this now. I just don't know whether I'm going to end up feeling really sick and have to engage some kind of vomit receptacle. Hello team, welcome back to the Just Do It channel. It feels like ages since I've made a video, mainly because I've had this calf injury and my training's been all over the place, and I've just had to try and focus on the rehab, get to the gym when I can and do some rehab work. And I've only just started bringing the running back on the treadmill, so I've done a grand total of 3k this week, and today is Friday, but that's 3k more than I did last week on the running side of things. But I have been cycling all on Zwift, so today I thought I'd bring you the event I'm doing on Zwift, because they've just brought out the workout series, the Zwift Basline, which basically gives you a whole mix of 5 workouts where you can sort of do your different levels of capability in terms of endurance, strength, sprinting and all those kind of things. I thought, well, it's a bit of fun, good training all round, won't do me any harm. So today I am doing sprint booster, and looking at the profile, the sprints are, well, totally outside of my capability really. When you're hitting sort of 500 watts, that's like my 5-second power, and you got to do it for 20 seconds. So this could be painful. We're just doing a bit of a spin warm up. The event starts in 2.5 minutes. The workout, I should say, it's a group workout with the elastic band applied, so we all ride together and we all have our various power levels to work to based on your FTP on Zwift. So based on my FTP, I should be able to do these 20-second sprints at 500 watts, and I'm just scratching my head thinking I'm going to get in the pedaling spiral of doom, as they call it, which is when you're in erg mode, you just can't turn the pedals to meet the power, and you just grind to a painful stop and you can't turn the pedals. I might have to turn erg mode off, but let's see how it goes. See that we've got good legs. I was in the gym yesterday, so I can feel that in the legs, and as always we do like to get our excuses out early, don't we? So that's the workout. As you can see, it's basically warm up, 30-second sprint, and then reasonably long recoveries, actually 3 minutes. So I'm glad about that. So my main worry is whether I can hit the big numbers for 20 seconds. Here we go. Warm up about to start, and with a bit of apprehension, let's get this workout underway. Right, so 3 minutes left of the warm up, which is just a general ramp up with the power. Starting to feel a bit warmer, pretty icy and snowy in this open front garage, so no need for a fan, I don't think, today. May regret that. I've decided I'm going to do these sprints seated, so I'll try and lock down on the drops, core tight, and try and get these sprints seated if I can, just to protect the calf. I think if I get out the saddle I risk putting the wrong kind of strain on this calf niggle. That is getting better, by the way. I'll do a separate video on how that's going. This is all about the workout, and hopefully it'll go okay. It's going to be really interesting, because my kind of body makeup and genetics, I am no sprinter. I have no sprint in a race, no matter how fresh. My sort of top end 5-second sprint power is about 640 watts, which is about a bit shoddy, to be fair, but you know, that's just the way our different bodies are made up. So there's a few sort of spin ups for the warm up, and then the first real meaty test is a 20-second burst of 420 watts, and each time you do that sprint for 20 seconds the power increases until the last one is 515 watts, which is going to be interesting. And then there's a bit of a 5-minute break between, and then you repeat the set again, gradually getting more and more power output if you can, and it's a 50-minute workout. So this is going to hurt, it's going to be different, But that's what it's all about, isn't it? Challenging ourselves. Okay, let's settle in and make sure we're nice and warm. Okay, first spin up is part of the warm up, so we lock in. Let's practice this position. On the drops, core tight, efficient, fast feet pedaling. This is only 234 watts, so it's going to have to be double this once the sets get going. Ooh. This feels okay. I have been reasonably strong lately on the bike, I must admit. Whether that's just because of, you know, all the biking and less running, don't know. And there we go. First spin up done. A few more of those with increasing power. 255 watts, 280 watts. And then one up. We're in to the start then in a couple of minutes at 420. Eek. Right, warm up done. Yeah, it served its purpose. I'm huffing and puffing. I have got my heart rate monitor on for this session. I don't normally wear it, so I'm not really fussed. I just go by how it feels, not really bothered what the heart rate is. But I thought, because of this different kind of training, it'd be interesting to see how the heart rate responds. Because this is what sprinters normally train like, which is way intense and then longer recoveries. As endurance athletes, we tend to gravitate towards training with short recoveries. I think we compromise getting the best out of ourselves by doing that. I think there's good value in training like a pure sprinter and really pushing the boundaries of the intensity with longer recoveries. Certainly in the running space, I think that's really good. As we get older, where we need to maintain that kind of intensity VO2 max effort, and the danger is that we just become stagnant by having an endurance session all the time. In general, older people, we have the endurance, but we lose that top end, and we need to maintain that top end the older we get. Right, only just over a minute to go, and our first burst for 20 seconds at 420 watts, which, as I mentioned, is quite hard for me, being a little blurk. Right, let's compose ourselves, get ready for this first sprint. That 20-second burst there that you just saw was the first sprint rep at 420 watts. And actually, dare I say it, it was quite manageable. Heart rate sort of peaked a bit at 140, which isn't very much, but I think it'll gradually get some heart rate creep as the session goes on. But just for all you Zwifters out there, the sprint for me, 20 seconds on that first one, 6.9 watts per kilo. These pro cyclists do that for a whole climb of a 20-kilometre mountain, which is scary. Anyway, 1.5 minutes to go. I'm already becoming incoherent. Next sprint, 445 watts for 20 seconds. Okay, deep breathing. Here we go, second set. Hopefully you can see that screen. 445 watts, still sitting. 7.2 watts per kilo, and actually still talking. Not for long though. There we go. Whew. So 20 seconds does go quickly, but that did burn for neither 3 minutes, and the heart rate sort of up to 148 very quickly. And it's that particular request for more power, more oxygen. Can you go any faster, Captain? Right then, team. So we only have 2 more sprints in this first block. Next one at 490 watts, and then a final one at 515 watts. It's actually more doable than I thought it was, but I think the key to this is getting the cadence high before you go into erg mode. If you start grinding, you'll struggle to get on top of the gear as the power sets in on erg mode. So the key, cadence high before you hit the arch, and the erg mode kicks in and puts the resistance up to that wattage. I think 490 is going to be okay. 515 just mentally, I guess, dipping into the 500 just plays tricks on the mind. Let's see how it goes. Okay, here we go, 490 watts. Bring the cadence up, lock and load, seated. Boom, there we go. Try and keep smooth. There we go. Yeah, that bites. Heart rate 132 to start. Now 153. Yeah, the lactic flow just continues to hit after you stop the effort. I think this is why it's good for us endurance athletes, to bring up that lactic tolerance. It's got to pay dividends for endurance as well. Right, just one more sprint at 515 watts and then 5 minute sprint recovery, and then guess we've got to do it all again. Here we go, last set, 515 watts, which is 8.4 watts per kilo. We did it, crikey. Heart rate 154, which, you know, I'm normally getting the groove for like a TT effort above 160. So we are working different systems, doing this kind of intensity. Also backed up by the fact I feel like I need a sick bucket. Oh, crikey. Right, coming up to 1 minute to go of the recovery. That's after the first block, and now we're going to repeat that whole block again, which is quite daunting. And I'm still feeling a tad queasy. I'm just not used to this kind of dynamic of training. So anything that's new and different has got to bring in some new adaptation, so happy days. I just want to get through this now. I think I'm capable of getting through it. I just don't know whether I'm going to end up feeling really, really sick and have to engage some kind of vomit receptacle. Sorry about the gory detail. Right, let's compose. I'll check back in about halfway through the next sprint rounds. You know the drill, we're doing it all again. Here we go. Still seated. 445 watts. After this I've got 3 sets to do. Just trying to give it smooth. Yeah, and this isn't too bad. Man, I said it wasn't too bad, but once you get going to 20 seconds, you're almost just going for it, and the pain hasn't had time to kick in. So then the first 8 seconds to a minute of the recovery just feels like a continuation of the effort. Only 3 lots of 20 seconds. So, man, 1 minute of work, that's all. And it's having such an effect. Right, here we go. 470 watts, and we're still seated. Cadence up, let's go. Solid upper body. 7.7 watts per kilo. Keep it smooth. 5 seconds. Boom. Alright team, last one. 515 watts. 20 seconds, we can do this. .4 watts per kilo. We've got all those little sprinting avatars. Still seated. 3, 2, 1. Oh. that was strangely good fun. Oh, it's just a different pathway of working and suffering. Oh, I mean, I'm coming up a minute and a half since that last rep. I know accumulation has built from 2 sets, but man, the actual amount of effort time-wise in that whole session was probably 4 minutes max in 20-second bursts. Oh, but I feel like absolutely booked. Glad to get it done though. All seated. Okay, let's get my breath back.